In this video we are going to install a very important thing, which is an IDE. An IDE is nothing but an integrated development environment. So an IDE is an software which programmers or developers use to make softwares and applications. So as we are future developers, we are also going to use this. So first let us install that. So in your Google, you just need to type VS Code download, and in the first link, if you are a Windows user, you need to click on this, and if you are a Mac user, you need to click on this. If you are a Linux user, you need to click on this or this. So as I am a Windows user, I am going to click on this, and thanks for downloading. Okay, the downloading is started. You can also use Notepad as your code editor, but what happens is Visual Studio Code is much more easy to use. We can install plugins or extensions, we can say, and we can also change themes in that, and it is much good than using Notepad. Okay, so the downloading is complete, and let us install this. I accept the agreement. Next, next, next. Click on this, create a desktop icon, open with code, open with code. Next, install. Launch Visual Studio Code and finish. So this is our Visual Studio Code. So don't get overwhelmed by seeing the UI of the software. You just close this, and what we are going to do is open your files, or you just need to create a folder where you will be storing your files. It may be on your desktop or anywhere. What I am going to do is, in this F drive, I will create a new folder here. You can create anywhere you want. I am going to create here, and I will name this as web development, and I will drag this folder here. And now we are inside this web development. If you want, what you can do is, you just need to right click on this folder and open with code. You need to click on open with code. Yeah, and now let us do one thing. In this video we are not going to learn any HTML part. We are just going to install the extensions and configure this software. So first click on this boxes icon, which is the extensions one, and search for code runner. And this is made by Junhan, and you need to just install it here. You will get an option of installing, and you need to just click on install. And the second one is live server, which is made by Ritwik Dev, and you need to install that as well. And the next one is Visual Studio IntelliCode, which is made by Microsoft, and you need to install this as well. We will discuss the uses of these extensions later, but first let us install these, and then install Prettier, this one, which is made by this Prettier. You will get a button here, click on that, and yeah, now the extensions part is done. And let us change the settings here. Go to keyboard shortcuts, and type format, and here you can see this format document, this one and this one. What you need to do is just double click on this, and for formatting, what I use is control and F. So press control and F key and press enter. Do the same with this, double click on this and control F and enter. Now what we will do is, here in click on this icon, the files, the explorer icon, and here the first one is to make a file, the second icon is to make a new folder, this is for refresh. So as we are in web development folder, what I will do is I will make a new file with the name of video 1, and we need to give extension of HTML, enter. So we made a new file naming video1 HTML, and now what you do is you just need to press Ctrl F. When you need to press Ctrl F here, and you will get a pop-up here of which formatter you need to use. You can use the default format, or you can use a prettier. So I recommend you to use the prettier one. You will get a pop-up here, and you need to click on the prettier one. HTML is just a skeleton of a website, and HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So let's start learning that. So let us open our VS Code here. We already made a file with the name of video1 HTML in the previous video. So let us start coding here with this file. So first what we need to do is, we just need to type an exclamation mark here, and you will see this suggestion here with the emit abbreviation with the single exclamation mark. You just need to give an enter key here. So we got a boilerplate here. This is the main thing of our website. We cannot make a website without this thing. So first let me tell you what this all is about. So in the first line you can see this doc type HTML. This line tells the browser which type of this file is, which means this document is of type HTML. And in the second line, HTML language, we are going to use English, and this is the head part, and these are called tags. These are called tag. This is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. We have an slash here which represents the closing tag, and in the h what we do is, this is the meta information, which means we are using the character set which is UTF-8. We can do the SEO things here, and you can give the title of your browser here, which means you can give the title of your page. You can link CSS JavaScript here. We will be looking that later. So this is the head part. If you want, you can close your head part here. You will see this dots here, and when you click on this, again this will be this head tag will be opened, and this is the body part. All the coding which we are going to do is in this body part. So let me tell you this again. The doc type is HTML. We have opened this HTML tag here and closed here. Now what is this lang? Lang is an attribute. We have different type of attributes for these tags. This is a tag, this is a tag, this is a tag, this meta is a tag, this charset is an attribute, this meta is a tag, this name is an attribute, this content is an attribute. We'll be looking into that later. The body part, we are going to do our coding things in this body part. So first, and what you can do is, you have installed an extension, right, which is this live server. After installing this, you will be getting a button here which is go live. You just need to click on this go live and see, we have got a live server here, which means we have got a live server here. Whatever you do here, and when you save this, you will be getting the output here. Okay, so this is your website preview. So see, for example, you can see title here, right, and the title of this file is document. I need to change this as subscribe, and when I hit save, you can save from here, or you can directly use Ctrl S. I am going to use Ctrl S, and without reloading here, you can see here we got subscribe as a title of this web page. And here in the body part, let us start something like, first thing we need to learn here is headings. Okay, and heading is also a tag. So what you need to do is you just need to give h, and see, in the h we got h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So we'll look each of this. I'm going to type h1 and just enter. So when I hit enter, you can see that we got a opening tag and we got a closing tag as well. So this is why we use VS Code instead of Notepad, because we automatically get closing tags as well. And here I am going to type this is a heading, and when I save this, see, I got an output here because of the live server. This is a heading. Now this is h1, right? H2, this is a heading. When I save this, comparatively this is small. This is also a heading, but this is small than this. Okay, now in the same way what I will do is I will just copy this line. When I did this, see, the first preference is given to h1, which is the biggest one, and comparatively we are making the headings smaller with the help of these tags. And now after the h tag, which is the heading, we are going to watch the paragraph tag. So first let me tell you about comments here. Comments is nothing but for the understanding of programmers, we use comments. So these are ignored by the browser and the compiler or an IDE. So here I am going to write a comment like, this is a, or I will type heading part starts here, and I will comment this. And I did this with the help of control and slash, which is beside of the shift. You can see a key which consists of this question mark. You just need to put your cursor on the line and control and this question mark key. This will turn a single line into a comment, and I'll do the same here. Heading part ends here and comment. Now again, paragraph part starts here, comment. And let me tell you about the paragraphs here. So paragraph is nothing but with the p tag. See, and you can type anything like, is this is a paragraph and we are learning HTML now. And when I save this, we got a paragraph, and you can see this is not that bold comparative to this, because these are headings and this is a normal paragraph. But if you want, for example, if you want 3 to 4 spaces here, if you give these many spaces and when you hit save, you won't see any change here. Okay, if you go into the next line and when you hit save, you won't be able to see the changes here, because space and line breaks are not given in this way in HTML. If you want a line break here, what we can do is we have a new tag here. We have an other tag which is called BR, and if you observe here, BR is a single tag, which means it is a self closing tag. We don't have an other closing tag like we have for this h1 and paragraph. It is a self closing tag. And now when I hit save, see, after R, which means BR, we got a line break. So BR stands for breaking of line, and here the next part of the line is printed here, learning HTML now. Okay, so till now we learnt h1, which are headings and paragraph and a line break. And I will copy this, paste, and here. And if you want to format this document, you just need to type or give the command as Control F. You already configured this in the previous video. So now let us see about link. So link stands for A here. You just need to give this A and enter. And see here we got an attribute. As I told you, A is an tag and href is an attribute. And what this attribute here is, we need to give a link, which means, for example, https, which is a link, www.google.com, and you can type your text here. For example, uh, go to Google. You can type anything you want and hit save, and you see here, go to Google. You got this thing, go to Google, and when you click on this will redirect you to the Google homepage. Back. But when you click on this, you observe the Google web page is loading on the same page. But what we want is, we want the Google homepage to be open in another tab. So for that, we have another attribute, which is target. We have an attribute called target, and we are going to give that as blank underscore blank. You need to remember this. Attributes are given in the opening tag, and I gave an attribute called target, which is underscore blank, and I'm going to save this here. And when I click on this, go to Google, and another tab will be opened with this link. If you want, you can give any other here, for example, redirecting, or anything you want. This is just a normal text. The main part is this one, the href part. When you click on and when you hit save, you will see that go to Google is now changed to redirecting. When you click on this, you will be again redirected to the Google homepage. And now let us talk about images. And for example, I have an image. See, when I type img is the tag name, enter. And here we don't see that href part. We have this source and we have this alt. And let me tell you what is this. For example, let I have an image. What I will do is, in my file explorer, in downloads, I have this web image. I will copy that. If you want, you can what you can do is, see, web, right? You just need to, you can copy this path. To be more easy, what I will do is, I will place that photo or that image here, which is our web development folder here. So when you go to the file explorer, you will see the web png, and I will try to access it here, which is in the root. I am going to access this web png. This is the source, and alt is okay. First let me tell you this. First let me save this, and you see here you got an image. What if the image is not working properly? For example, yeah, I made a mistake, and when I hit save, okay, when I hit save here, you won't see the image. So for that, we have an alt attribute. We can give anything here. Image is missing. See, you will see this here, image is missing. Most probably what people do is, they define the description of the image, which is web development thumbnail. And when you hit save, you will see this. When your internet is not working probably, or the image is missing, we will see this, and people will know, or the users will know that, okay, here a web development thumbnail should be there and it is missing. And let me tell you another thing. This is nothing but, we have, okay, we have this photo in our local PC. What if you want to use a image which is on the internet? For example, trace images take any tree, and I will copy the image address here, and in the image tag for the source I will give this as source. When you give this as source, you can see here we got that image, we got the same image here. So now we know that source here, this is called the URL, and the URL here is of two types. The first one is absolute and the second one is relative. Relative is nothing but the local one, which means this is called the relative URL, this one, and this is called the absolute URL, which we copied from the Google here. This is called the absolute URL. Okay, so what we learned today is, we learned what is this the boilerplate, we learned what is the boilerplate doc type HTML and the head tags and the body, and we learned about h1, we learned about paragraphs. If you want a break, what we need to do here, we gave a br tag. If you want, you can give your br tag here as well after this link. if you gave your if you gave a br tag here, let us see the changes here. I gave the br tag after this redirecting. When I hit save, okay, sorry, not this one. Here, see, this went up and here we got a new line, and in the new line we got this image and this web development thumbnail. And then we learned about this a, which is nothing but links, and here we knew about the images, how we show images on our web pages. If you want to change the width and height of this image, you need to give an attribute which is called style, and in the style you can describe about the width, which is for example 150 pixels, and height is 100 pixels. And when you hit save, you can see here according to the pixels here, the image size is here changed. If you want, you can increase the width and height. If you want, you can decrease the width and size. And you need to give these attributes only in the opening tag here. For example, let me show you here. I want to change the color of this tag, or color of this is a heading line. So here I will give an attribute style, and I will give the attribute property. This is called the property here, and I'm going to change the property which is color to red, and hit save. And look here, this is a heading is changed to red color. So this is the property, this is the value, and this is the attribute. So you don't need to by heart this, we are just knowing what these do. And I'm going to make a p tag here, and I'm going to give the text as who, and here in the attributes section I am going to give the attribute title, and I am going to give the full form of the World Health Organization, and hit save. We got who here, and when you hover over this, you will see the title World Health Organization. So this is the use of title here. And if you want a line here, for example, if you want a line here which will be separating the web page, what you can do is you can give a hr tag. This is also a self closing tag. So when you save this, you will get a line. If you want, you can change the size of this with the help of style. We will look that later. But now what we discussed is h1, p, style attribute, title attribute, and paragraphs, a line, links, images, and I have also told you about style, right? So there are many properties in style. For example, I'm going to style this h4 here, and I'm going to give the property of background color. I want to change the background color to blue, and I want to change the font size to 20 pixels. And see, properties are separated with the help of this semicolon. And I want to change the font family to, for example, this impact, I think. And I want to change text alignment to center, and let me save this. See, we got the background as blue color. Font size is changed to 20 pixels here, whereas the H4 size must be small, but due to this 20 pixels the size got increased. And font family is impact. See, we got many font families here. What happens is, if you are using a browser which cannot identify this impact font family, it will go to this one. Or if this is also not identified, it will go to this one. So in this way the font family is chosen. If you want, you can change the color also. Color this one and save. This is a heading. So now let us go to the file explorer, and I will make a new file here, which is video 2.html. And let us recap that again, right? So the first thing is the boilerplate code here. The using the exclamation mark and enter, you will get the boilerplate code. And I will change the title to my name, which is Mubashir. And in the body we discussed about headings, right? So h1, so these are the headings we discussed. Let me go live. So now we are live here, and let me share the screens. So these are the heading tags, and we also discussed about the paragraph tags, right? So this is the paragraph, and I am going to use here an emit abbreviation, which is lorem. And after typing this lorem, if you give a number like 50, you will get a paragraph of 50 words. So what I will do is, in the view I will change this word wrap, toggle word wrap. Yeah, so we got 50 words here, and now we can play with this. So first let us discuss about the br. What if I give a br tag here and save? We will get a new line. We'll get a line break here. And if I want a line, which is a horizontal rule, I will give the hr tag. So I will get a horizontal line here. Okay, and the next one is, I didn't tell you about this, but this is also important, a strong tag, which is strong, strong. I will remove this, I'll cut this part, the end tag, and I will place it here somewhere, and I will save this. And you see here this text became bold. Actually this is bold, but we have another option for this, which is the b tag. And if I give hello, this is anything, and save, this also became bold. So the main difference in using strong tag and b tag is, strong tag is used to identify the important content in the web page. Okay, so the browser or the Google algorithm will be able to recognize, okay, so as this is strong, this might be some important content here. And the bold is just for the styling purpose or drawing the attention of the user. In the same way, we also have em tag. let me type something like this is something, and let me save this. And you see here we got this into italic, this one. In the same way we also have I tag. Let me type here something. This also does the same thing, but I is for normal styling, and this is for the content importance. So we also discussed strong and em. No, I want some more letters, words here, lorem 50. If you want, you can give 10, 100, whatsoever. And now let me tell you about small. So let me give here a tag which is small, and I'll cut this. I'll place it here and save. Letter. This is comparatively small to this one. Okay, this allied. If you can see here, this is comparatively small to this. And we also have sup and sub. If you know maths, what I'm saying is sup, which is 2, and I'll give here 10, and 10 sub 2. Let me save this. And now you know sup is used for like to use the power, and this sub is used for the base letters, which means we say 10 base 2 or 2 base 10, like that. So for those, sup and sub are used. And now let us talk about list. So I will write a comment here. List starts from here. Here lists are basically of two types, ordered and unordered. So first let us talk where lists are used. If you have seen the navigation bar of many websites, lists are used in that. So let us use list here. I will make a list which is first let us, okay, ordered list and unordered list. I'll comment these both. And first let us make a ordered list. So for that we have a tag which is OL. When you type this OL, which is ordered list, you need to give the list items in that. For example, LI. LI stands for list items, and here you can give list items like for example, this is 1. I don't know what to give, and this is 2. This is 3. And let me save this. And here you can see the list items are represented with this 1, 2 and 3. If you want, you can change the style of this with the help of type. And so the default is 1. If you want, you can change this to A. And when you save this, see here it has been changed to ABC. If you want, you want to change this to A. If you want, you can change this to small a. And if you want, you can change this to Roman numbers, which is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And if you want, you can change that to Roman numbers which are in this way. So these are ordered list. And let us talk about the unordered list, which is UL. And in the same way we need to give LI, which are list items. This is 1. In the same way this is 3 and this is 2. Let me save this. So these are dots. Okay, so as the name says unordered, these are not ordered. Okay, we get these dots here. So this is as simple as that. And if you want, you can use nested list also. For example, this is 1, this is 2, right? If you want, you can use a list here which consists of another list which is OL or UL. Let us implement both. I'm using OL first, and in OL I'm going to use the list item. This is nested list 1. And in the same way This is nested list 2 and save. See here 1 2, and in this we have this one and this one. If you want, you can do the same here. After the I'll do after this. In the list I am going to implement ul, and in that ul again list, this is list 1 again, and when I save, in the fifth one you see we got another list here which is of type ul, so that's why we got this circle here. If you want, in the ul also you can do the same. First you need to give a list, because as this is the part of this ul, this is also called as list. Okay, so that's why in the list we need to give, now I'm going to give ol here, and again that list, this is 1, and you can copy this here and 2, save. You see here, first dot this is 1, second dot this is 2, in the third dot we have 2 sublist here, you can say like sublist. If you want, you can change the type here, for example type, and change the roman number, save. Yeah, so now we know about list and how to use nested list, because this is a separate concept. So let us recap this again. We talked about the boilerplate code, we talked about headings, we talked about paragraph, we used br which is used to break the line here, we used strong tag, we used the bold tag, this is only for styling, this is for the, this is for giving the content importance, this is also the same em and I. We used the small tag, we used sub and sub tag, and we used hr which is used to give this line here, we used comments, and we saw about the list here. We have two type of list, ordered and unordered. First we need to declare the type of list, which is ol or ul, and in that we need to give the list items. This is as simple as that. If you want, you can also use the nested list in ordered as well as in unordered list. We are going to discuss about hyperlinks and tables. We have already discussed about links, but now let us go deeply into that. We have two type of hyperlinks, the relative and the absolute. Now let us watch that again in action. So I opened my VS Code here, and I will make a new file which is video 3.html. So first we need to access the boilerplate here. I will change the title to links and tables. And now let us talk about hyperlinks. In the comment I will write hyperlinks, and we have a tag which is a tag, and we have href, and href is the place where we need to give the destination of this link, which means for example you can write any text here. For example, I will write any text, which means this text is not responsible for the destination. You can write any text here, the main part is this href part. Now what I will do is, I will make two links here, and I will change this to relative, I will change this to absolute. Now the difference here is relative is nothing but the local one, which means local. Okay, local means you can access other html files with the help of this. For example, if you want to access this video 1 html or video 2 html, you can directly give in the home page, you need to access video 1 html. Okay, so this is a relative type of a tag. So let me go live and see, we got two links here, relative and absolute. I will give a hr tag here, save. See the relative one, right? When you click on this, we discuss this page, right, which is this html1, we got redirected to this. So this is relative type. If you want, you can give a attribute here which is target, which we also discussed, which the value is blank. Save that, and when you click on this, the destination will be opened in a new page or a new tab. So this is nothing but relative files. And now let us talk about this absolute. So as you know, absolute is nothing but any link which is, for example, this Udemy. I will copy this and I will go back here, and in the absolute I will just paste this link, and when I save this and click on this absolute, you will be redirected to this Udemy website. If you want, you can give an attribute target here, blank, and save. Open this in a new tab. So these are links. So the first one is relative, which is the local one, and the second one is absolute, which is the web one, which is the web version. And this is all about links here. Now let us talk about tables. So tables is also some important kind of thing in HTML. If you see this, table has rows and it has columns, and in that rows and columns we have data which is called as table data. So we need to first create a table, and in that we need to create table rows and table columns, and in that we need to give the data. So in HTML we don't need to separately create columns, we just need to create rows, and in that we need to give the data. So what I will do is I will give a HR tag here. I will change this HR to BR, and this also here BR. I will give a heading here H4 table, and here I will give a heading H4 hyperlinks. And in the table, as I said, first we need to open a table, which means table tag, as simple as that. Now this is what we want to make here, this table. So if you see, the first row is some highlighted, okay? So as those are the headings, they are highlighted. We don't need to separately change those, change the style of that. We can directly do that in HTML. So for that we need to give here t head, because they are headings. To be precise, we need to give here t head tag, and in that head we need to give tr, which is the row one. Okay, as that is the row, we need to give the row tag, and in that row tag we need to give the table data, which means as we are in the t head, I am going to give this th, and in th I'll give this, and in the th first is subject, and the second one is marks. I'm not going to give total marks and theory marks separately, and here this is the grade, and you just need to save this and see here these are the headings: subject, marks, and grade. And now the head part is complete. As this is the data of the table, we know don't need that bold, so here we are going to give t body, and same like that in t body I am going to give tr, and in that tr we need to give td, and here we are going to give td, not th, because th is a part of t head here, and in the body we are going to use td, which is table data, and in that the first one is subject, right? So the subject would be math, and marks would be something around 95, and the grade would be a1. And in the same way I will create an other tr, which is the other table row, and in that again td, which is physics, and marks would be 85, and grade would be a2, and again tr, and in that again td, and here it would be chemistry, and marks would be 75 and this would be B1. Now when you save this, see here, maths, physics, chemistry under the subject and marks under this marks column and the grade under the grade column. And now what we want is we want a total here which will, okay, what we can do here, we want a table, last one, right? So for that we can use t foot, because as that is the foot of the table, we can use t foot. And in the t foot, again, if you want, you can directly use tr, or you can use th or td. As I want this highlighted, I will be using th, and in that th the result would be, or the total would be 95 plus 85 plus 75, which is 55. And I gave this here and save. See, now we got this result 225 under the subject. So what I want is, I want this to be in the center, which means I want to combine these three columns here, the subject column, the marks column, and the grade column. I want to combine this, and I want to show this as the result here. So what I can do, I will give an attribute here which is call span. We have two attributes, call span and a row span. So here we are combining the columns, right? So for that I will use call span, and we have three columns and we are combining three columns, so I will give 3. Now when I save this here got combined, and this is the result we are getting here. But how we know that these are combined here? So for that we can also give border. For that, in the table I will give an attribute which is border, and I will give border as 2 pixels. And when I save this, see, these are separated, and this is the combined one. We combine this with the help of call span. If you want, you can also combine rows with the help of row span here. You can directly practice that. So this is nothing but table here, as simple as that. So let us again recap what we learned. We talked about these hyperlinks, and there are two type of links, which the first one is relative, which is the local one. If you have any HTML file in your local PC, you can directly access it here with the help of this relative in this way. If you want, you can go back in this way. And we have the second one, which is absolute. You just need to directly give the link of the web page, and you will be redirected to that. If you want to open the web page in a new tab, you need to give the attribute target with the value of underscore blank. And this is nothing but links, that's all. And in the table, first you need to open the table tag. And in the table, when you are giving the headings this in this way, you need to open the t head tag, because that is the head of the table. And in that you need to create a row, which is this row here. The first row, you need to create a row, and in that row you need to give headings. If you, what if you give here td? See, as you gave here td, the subject got slightly in normal style, which is not that bold. So that's why in t head we give th for the styling purpose and for the interaction of the user here, as those are the headings. And in the th we gave the things which we want to show here, and the t head is completed. And in the t body, we opened an another row, and in that row we gave our data. The first one is maths and the subject and the grade. In the same way we created another row and then another row, and the body is completed here. And in the t footer, we have this call span. We use this call span attribute. See, the t foot, the t body, and the t head does not make any changes in the ui here. If you want, you can remove this t foot and t body. If you want, you can remove this t foot, and you can see the result is same. Even if you reload this, the result is same. The t foot, the t body does not make any changes in the ui. That those are just for the developer concern, but it's a good practice. today we will be learning about showing media in our web page. Let us talk what comes in media. So we have PDF, images, videos, and you also know we have used an anchor tag, which is the A tag. So we will be also using that here. I opened my VS Code here and I will make a new file which is video4.html. I will access the boilerplate and I'll set the title as media. So first we will discuss about how to show a link. We have already talked about this. So I will just go through this briefly, which is the A tag, and this is nothing but we need to give an URL, which is I'll give Google's URL www.google.com, and here I will give the text as go to Google, and I want this to open in a new tab, so I will give the target attribute with the value of underscore blank, and here I will click on go live. See, we got this go to Google, and when I click on this, a new Google tab will be opened. Now if you want, you can open another HTML file with the help of A tag. So in the href you can, or in the source, in the href I want this video2.html, and I will give this as home, just for example. Save, and in the home, when you go to home, see, we opened this video2.html, which is this. In that video we discussed about this list items. Now let us come back here, and now we need to show PDF files, right? So what we can do is, if you have your PDF files in any Google Drive, you can just copy the link and paste it here, or if you have your PDF in the local, I'll use the A tag and the href. So let me tell you where my PDF is. It is in the download, so I will cut this. I'll paste it in the web development folder, and here I will try to access it with jungle, and here I will give the text as PDF and save, and when you click on this, you have your PDF. If you want to open your in another tab, you can use a target attribute and with the value of blank, and you have your PDF here. Okay, now the PDF thing is done. Now let us talk about images, how to show images in our web page. So for that we have an image tag. If you want, you can also use A tag, but here I am going to use image, and you need to give a source here. A source is nothing but like an href what you need to show. So first let me if I have, let me check if I have any photo. I have this photo here, web, so I'll show that here, which is okay, in the home it is a web.png. Now when I hit save, see, we got our page, we got our image here. Now I'll change the size of this with the help of width. This is also an attribute, and I will change this to, for example, 200. Okay, 200, and save. Say this got some small. What I will do is I will give here a br tag, and I got that in the next line, and here I will give this, for example, 400. Yeah, this is enough. And what is this alt is nothing but if the image is missing, or if you have given the name wrong here without displaying anything, for example, see, we have nothing here. So for that we can use alt here, and you can give the alternative text, which is this is an image, and save. Where if the image is missing, we will get this text, or you will get your image. And this is about the image. And if you want to use an image from the Google, you can directly use A tag. And now let us talk about videos. So like image, we have a video tag here, and we need to give the source. And let me search if I have any video. So I have my videos in the video here, and what I will do is, this is my intro, so I will just copy this, and again I will come to my web development folder and I will paste it here, my intro, and here in the source I will give slash my intro mp4, and when you save this is the intro. Let me change the size of this. For example, width is 400 and save. The video is not playing, so we have some attributes that we need to discuss here. For example, we have an attribute which is autoplay, and when you have autoplay enabled here, what will happen is the video will be automatically played, but you don't have any controls over this. So what you can do is you can have another attribute which is controls, and when you save this will autoplay, and you will also have controls here. This is the full screen one, this is the volume button, and if you want to download and if you want to use picture in picture, you can use these buttons here. If you want this video to be muted by default, you can also use the attribute muted, and when you save this, see, this is automatically muted here. If you want, you can increase the volume, and if you want, you can also use an attribute which is loop. So the loop is nothing but one. See, now I haven't saved this, so this got stopped over 0 and 9, but when I save this, check this out, 9, and see, it has started again. So this is nothing but loop. And we also have an amazing attribute which is called poster. So what you can do with this poster is, I will give uh, an image which is this web png, and when I save this, see, I will remove this autoplay from here, and when I save this, see, we got this as poster, which is also called as thumbnail. Even if it is not related to the video, I'm just showing you that you can also have pictures as a thumbnail, and when you play this, the actual video will be played. So this is all about video. And we also have an another tag which is iframe. Iframe is also called as embed. So we can use this to show other websites in our website. For example, this is my website. It is hosted on this something www 000 web host. So what if I want to show my web page on this web page? Okay, I mean my website. So what I can do is I can use an iframe tag, and in the source I will give the link, and this is nothing but the frame border. This will give a border to our website, and when I save this, check this out, I got my website here. This is my website, and if you want, you can change the width of this. For example, width, I'll give 500, enter, sorry, not enter, save. Here I will give a br tag. See, the width is increased. Now I will increase the height as well, which I will give height as 500. See, I got my website here. So the thing here is, you cannot show all the websites in this way. The website owner needs to give permission for this, but most of the websites you can use in your web pages. Okay, so this is the iframe tag, and if you come here, for example, if I want to show my YouTube video on my web page, what I can do is I will open any video, and I will go to this share here, and here you will get an icon which is embed. I will click on that, and it has directly gave us this code which is the iframe code. And if you want, you can change this to start option, and if you want, you can check this out. I will just copy this, and I will paste this here, and I will save this. See, I got my YouTube video here on my web page with all the controls. So let us talk about the attributes here. The first one is width, and the second one is height. We know that, and source is nothing but the YouTube URL, this video URL, and the title is nothing but, if you hover over this, for some couple of seconds, you will be able to see the title. See the YouTube video player, and the frame border I have just changed it to 5. This was 0 before. If you want, you can change that a border, which is this border. This will give a border. And these are some attributes here, which are accelerometer and autoplay picture in picture. With the help of that, you will be able to open this video in picture, and also you can view this video in this full screen with the help of this one, allow full screen. And in this video we will be talking about forms. Forms are important topic in HTML. When we are buying a product, we need to fill a form, right, which contains the name of the buyer and the address. So today we will be knowing about forms, and we will be making a payment form. So to create a form, we use form tag obviously, and in that we have some attributes. So in that main method and action. In the form, we have method and action. Method is the way of sending the information which we give in the form to the server. Like we have two methods in that, get and post. We'll be discussing about that in the server videos, but as this is HTML, we'll be just talking about the HTML part. And in the action, we will give the URL of the server, which is the address of the server. So let us talk about the elements in this form. The main element in this forms are the input element, which means like we will be giving the input, right? So for that we will use input element. We have attributes like text, password, etc. We'll be looking that in action. So the other attribute is name. In the name we give the identity of the element. For example, if you are sending something to the server, for example, if you are sending your name to the server, we will give an identity to that. Like if you take an example of college or school, every child has an identity card so that the teachers can identify the students. In the same way, to identify the element of the form, server needs an identity card. So that identity card is nothing but the name. So I opened my VS Code here, and this is our video 4, and I will create a new file here, which is video5.html, and I will come up with the boilerplate, and I will give the title as payment, and in the body as we are making a form, we need to give a form tag. So for that I will come up with the form, and here check this, we got an attribute which is action by default. So now we let us leave this, and in the form let us start making our form. So first I will give a h1 here, h1, and I will give the title here, for example like payment form, a heading payment form, and let me come up with okay, go live. So we are done with the payment form heading, and I will give another heading which is contact information. We'll be making a payment form, right? So for that we need contact information. So I'll give an heading contact information, and next I will use a p tag, which is a paragraph tag, and in that I will give name, and here we need input, right? So for that name I'll give an input here, which is of type text here. So check this out, we got let me close this, we got here an input element which consists of an attribute type, and the type is of text, and we got a name here as I told you about the name. Here I will give the value of the name as name, and the ID we'll talk about that ID later, and I will give the ID as name. And when you save this, you will get a name here, and you will get an input element here where you can type your name. Let me clear this, and after name I want gender. So for that I will use a p tag, and in that gender, or directly we can use male, and in that male what you can do is input element which will be of type radio button. So let us see what is radio button here. Radio, and the name would be I'll give the name as gender and the ID as male, and I will copy the same thing down, and I will just change this to female, and type is radio, name is gender, and ID should be female. Actually ID should be, every element ID should be different here. So you might be thinking why the name of this and this is same. So let me show you. When I save this, I got this male and female here. Actually when I, okay, actually this should come in a same p tag, so I will remove this p tag and I will cut this p tag and paste it here, and when I save this, yeah, so these both things are in the same p tag. So when you check this, you can either click this or this, because we gave the name here same. For example, if you change the name here, for example I'll remove an alphabet, and when I save this, check this out, you can check this and this as well. So no one can be male or female, right? So for in this context I will give same name here and I will save this, so you can only select any one of this. So this is the thing, and what I will do is I will wrap this entire gender thing to field set. I haven't told you this, but what field set is, let me tell you. Field set, and I will cut this out, and yeah, I have cut the closing tag and I have pasted it here, and when I save this, see I got a box here which makes this a complete different thing. Okay, and what we can use here is I will use another thing which is legend, and in that legend I will give a title which is gender. Save. So check this out, we got a heading for this thing. Okay, because of this field set, because of this field set, because of the field set, what happened is this everything became a block, a certain block. Okay, so now let us talk about address. We need an address, right? So for that I'll use a p tag, and in that I'll use address. Okay, EDDRESS, and in that what we will use is we will use a text area. This is not this is also type of input, but we will not be using the input tag here. We will be using text area, and in that name I will give address, and even the ID as address, and columns I will give as 100 and rows as 10. Let it be 10. When I save this, check this out, let me maximize this. We got an address here and we got a text column. If you want, you can increase the size and decrease the size as you wish, and the address thing is completed. The text area, we got this because of the text area, and after this we need an email. So for that another p tag, in that I will write email, and I will give the input as email. We have an input tag which is of email type, and name I will give as email and ID as email, and when I save this, you will get an email. So why we are using the type email is, for example, if you click here and if you type something, this will say when you click the submit button, this will say this is not an email. So you'll check that after the form gets completed. Now we have done with email, and we need pin code. So P and pin code here, and pin code is obviously of type number, right? So for that I will give input which is number, name as pin code, ID as pin code, and after pin code and I think this much contact information is enough. And now we need payment information, right? Like the card type and the number of the card number and expiration date. So for that I will use h2 as a heading, and I'll write payment information. And in the payment information we need card type. So what I will do is, in the p tag I will write card type. So what I want is, in the card type I need to give a drop down here to select which type of card the user is using or the user want to use. So for that what I will do is, I will give a select tag, and in the select name I will give as card type, even the ID as card type. And in the select we need options, right? We need different options. So for that, as the name tells, we need options. I will leave the value of the first option because, let me tell you, I'll write something like select a card type. And when you save this, check this out. When a user comes to our payment form, the user will see this select a payment card type, and when he clicks on this, he will see different type of cards here. So what I will do is, I will copy and paste the same thing, and here I will change the values, and I want first card to be Visa, and I will give the value which is Visa. This is the thing which will go into the server, this Visa, with this thing. This is the value of this. This is the thing which our drop down shows here. See, Visa, and here I will change this to Mastercard, and the value to Mastercard, and this I will do as Rupee. I have changed the value to Rupee, and when I save this, check this out. When you click on this drop down, the user will see this select a card type, and then Visa, Mastercard, and Rupee. Why I haven't given value here is, without the value, information cannot be sent into the server. So if a user forgets to do this step, and when I click on the submit button, this will show an error to select a card type. So that's why I haven't given any value here. And after the card type, what we need is expiration date. And as the name says expiration, I will give the input as date. Now let me search for this. Yeah, date here. Name as expire and ID as expire. And when you save this, here you will get a input which is of date type, and you can select date here, expiration date, and after that you need CVV, right? So for that, CVV, and input type which is of number, input colon. Okay, this is not of number type, because the what happens in number is, for example, when you see here, you can see this number, but CVV is something personal. So what we can do is, we can use type password, and I will give the name and ID as CVV, and you save this. When you click on this and when you type any number, you will get something like this, the dotted elements. And here our form is complete, and now we need something like submit, and for that I will directly use input type which is of submit here, and the value would be, value is the thing now which we want to show to the user. So I will use pay now, and when I save this, we got a button here which says pay now. And you, if you want, you can also use something like input uh, reset, and you can type of reset here. And for example, you did this, you wrote something here, you gave this everything, and when you click on this reset, everything will be vanished. So this is the work of reset. And for example, you gave your name here and everything, and if you want to click on pay now, so check this, we have this URL which says the name is the thing which we gave here, right? This one, the name attribute, the name is Muhammad Mubashir, and the address, this address is nothing but the name here again, this one, this address is nothing but this one, and everything here, and this is the thing which goes to the server. And now by default the method is get. Now get is a thing which is not that secure. For security purposes we use method which is post. So we will be learning this in the server video. Now this is the HTML, we won't go through that, and our form is completed. And now what we will do is, see, here we have some tags which cannot be empty, right? So for that we have an attribute which is required. So what I will do for that is, I will give an attribute here in the input which is required. And when you save this, if you try to hit pay now, see, you will get an error which says please fill out this form. So in this way you can add required attribute here, required, okay, not this, required. In the same way, you, if you want, you can add required to everything. And for that, so the user should know this is required, what you can do is, you can here give a star which says that this is required, and you see here we got a star here. And if you want, you can give a h4 here, or not here. What we will do is, we will give an h4 here which says required fields are followed by an asterisk, which means the star. When you save this, you will see this required fields are followed by star, and when a user reads this and he sees this, he need to fill this form because of this required attribute. And if you want, you can add this required attribute to everything here. And okay, see this, I forgot to tell you about this email. If you write something here, and when you try to pay now, okay, this is important, right? And when you hit pay now, oh, this, so when you hit pay now, this gives us an error which says this is not an email address, so you need to type your correct email address with the correct format. So this is the reason why we use type here for everything. So now our payment form is done. So in the next video we will be making a small project with the help of all the HTML we learnt. We are going to make an HTML project. We will be making a resume kind of thing with only HTML. When we learn CSS, we will be styling that resume again. So I have opened my VS Code here. This is the last file, video5.html. And what I will do is, I'll go to my web development folder. In the web development, I will make a new folder again, and I will give the name as resume, and I will open this folder with VS Code, and I will close this. And what we need to do is, we'll be creating a file named as profile. I'll name it profile.html, and here I will use an exclamation mark for the boilerplate, and I will give the title as, my name, Muhammad Mubashir, and here profile. Save this, and if you don't get a button here, what you can do is right click here and you can go with this open with live server. So now we are up here with the Chrome, and what I will do is first I need my name here. First I need my name and my profile picture here. So for that, what I will do is for the image I can directly use image, right? But what I need is with the image I need some text as well beside that. So as you know, we can use table, right? So first I will give a table here, and in the table I will make a row which is tr, and in that I will make a td, and in that td I will give image, and the source will be, we need to give the image source, right? So what I will do is I have an image here. Let me open this with downloads, and I'll copy this and I'll paste in the resume folder here. I'll rename this to pic, and the source will be pic jpg, and alternate text will be profile picture. And when I save this, you can see we got my image here, and let me change the width of this with 400 and save. It's still, I think it's okay. Change this to 350. Yeah, and now what I need is I need my name and something like my bio here. So for that, in a td, what I will do is I will give my name here, which will be written with this h1 tag. I'll, yeah, I am done with my name here, and when I save this, check this out, I got my name here beside of my profile picture. And then I need a small paragraph which tells about me. So I will use a p tag here inside the td, and I will write something like aspiring developer, and something like fond of technology. Yeah, and what I will do is when I save this, you can see here aspiring developer and fond of technology. I want to style this with the help of this em tag. We have already learned that em, and I'll cut this closing tag and I'll paste it here. Yeah, this looks good. And what I want is I want this fond of technology to be a kind of link. So for that I will use a tag here, and in the a tag I will give my YouTube channel link, which is https and I'll cut this fond of technology and I will paste it here. And when I save this, see fond of technology, and when I click on this, I will be redirected to my channel page. And I'll give a attribute here which is the target attribute, so that it opens in a new tab. And okay, and next thing I want to do is I want to give an another p tag, and yeah, I am an Android and web developer, full stop, right? and we are done with the table here. Let me show you. This looks something like this, and what I want is I want some more space here between the image and the text here. So in the table I will use an attribute which is called cell spacing, and I will give it something 20. Yeah, check this out. I got some space from here and I got some space here as well. When I have an extension here which is this one. The name of this extension is something like pesticide, and when you click on this you will be given with some lines here, and this is what we got with the help of the cell spacing attribute here. These lines, the space here, this space. And the next thing I am going to do here is I will give a hr tag here for a line. Hr, when I save this I got a line here, and after the line I need a heading which says h2 hobbies, right? And in that hobby I'll be giving a subheading. I like teaching, so for that I'll be giving h4 which says teaching. And in that, like hobbies are like a list, right? So for that I will be using list, and it will be an unordered list, and in that unordered we know we need to use list items, right? So for that I'll be using list items, and in a first list item I will be giving app development course, and I will copy this again, and here I will give full stack web development course. And when I save this I got hobbies, and here I got a subheading which says teaching, and I got app development course, and I'll give here something like mobile app web development course. And I will also change this to links here. Let me open my channel, and this is the web development, right? I'll copy the link and I will change this to a tag which says link, and in the href I will give the link, and I will cut this and paste it here. And when I save this, this became a link, and when you click on this you will be redirected to that page, and I will give the target attribute to blank, and the same way I will do with the mobile app development also. So let me go to my channel again, and it's my Android playlist. I will be copying this, and we will also learn Android, but I thought first let me complete the web development course. So let me copy this and give a tag here. In the href paste the link and cut this and paste it here, save. Yeah, these both became links here, and I will give that target attribute here as well, target blank. Yeah, so the hobby section is done, and I will give something like work experience. I also want to show my work experience. So after this unordered list items I will give a h3 or h2. Let me give here h3 and say work experience. Save this and work experience. If you want you can also give a hr tag here. When you save this you will be getting a line here, and in the work experience what you can do is we will again be using a table. So let me come up with a table here, and in the table we will be using t head, and in the t head I'll be making a row, and in that row, as we are using the t head, we will be using th here instead of td. So in the th, first I'll be giving the dates, and I'll be copying this, and here I'll be giving something like work. And when I save this, See, I got dates and work. First I will give a cell spacing here, cell spacing to 10, right? And again we have made a t head, right? Our work in the th is done. And in the t body, see why I haven't used t head and t body here is we don't have something like headings and the table data. We just need to show my image and my something text here. So for that I haven't used t head and t body. But here we need something like headings and we need something like data here, right? So for that I will be using t head and t body. And here we'll be coming up with the t body, and in that t body I will make a row, and in that row we need table data, right? So first we need date here, right? So I will be giving the date, which is 2019 to 2020. I was a lead developer at lead Android developer at Programmix app. And I will making okay, first let me save this. Yeah, date and the work. And I'll be making a new row again, and in that I'll be making a new data td, which says in the 2020 I was lead Android developer at .com generations. And I'll making a new row again, which says 2020 to present. Okay, I forgot to use td here, so td, it says 2020 to present. Front end web developer at Arcalis. What I want is I want to change this Arcalis here. So for that I'll be using a tag which says https and let me save this. And when I click on this, I don't know whether the link is correct or not. So yeah, it's correct. So this is our startup here. So I have linked this website to that page, to my web page. And let me close this and close this. Okay, let me go back, and I want this to be open in a new page, so target. And here the works experience thing is done, and I will be using an other HR tag which will be giving us a line. And in the next, what we want is I want to show my skills here. So for that I'll be using h3 tag, and I will give the heading as skills, right? And in the skills I want you to show something which is called nested tables. So let me tell you this. First of all, we'll be making a table which will look like this. So we'll have two columns, right? The first one and the second one. So what I want is, let us imagine I have something 5 or 6 skills. So I want them to be shown side by side. So what I will do is I will show 3 skills at this the left side and 3 skills at the right side. But what I want is, with the skill I also want to show some star rating, which says, for example, in video editing I am something like 4-star editor, and in mobile development I am a 3-star mobile developer, something like that. So for the skills we will be making a table, and for the rating and the skill name we will be making another table which looks something like this. So we have a first table which is this white color one, and in that we'll be using nested tables in which we will have our skill name and the rating, star rating. Okay, so in the left side we'll be giving 3 skills, and in the right side we'll be giving 3 skills. So let us come to our VS Code again, and let us give a table tag here, and in the table I will give tr. And in the table I will make a row, and in that again I will make a td, and in that td let us think this is something for the left side. So for that again I will make a table here in the td, and in that table again we need a row, and in that row again we need something td, and in here I will give something like Android developer, or it's skill, right? So I need to give Android development, and let me copy paste this, and here I will give something like 3 stars or 4 stars. What you can do is, so if you are using a Windows machine, what you can do is you can just click Windows key and dot here, and you will come up with this emoji page, and here you can find something for star, and you got this, right? You can use this. Okay, 3 star, and I have used this for the Android development. What I will do is, let me save this. See, I got something, this Android development. When you click on this pesticide, see we have a table in a, okay, let me give something like cell spacing, which says 10 cell spacing. See, this is a table, the green one, and in that we have another table. So let me give another row here, tr, and in that tr I need a td, which says web development, and I'll copy paste that, and again I will copy this stars and I'll paste it here, right? And I need another tr here for something like video editing, in which I am a 4-star video editor out of 5. So I'll remove this, save. So check this out, I got Android development, web development, and video editing here, and here at the right side of this I need another table, right? Like a column. So what I will do is, we have completed our td, right? The first td, the main td. Here I will make another td, and in that I will be using another table, and in that table again I will be using t row and td, and here I will name a skill which is ethical hacking, and I will paste 3 stars here, and again I'll give something like, for example, photography or something, td, which says photography, and I'm not that good at photography, so I'll give it 2 stars. And check this out, we got here 2 tables. When you click on this pesticide, see, this is a table, this one, this line is a table, and this line here is a table, and we have these 2 tables are nested in a main table, which is this table is the main one, and these 2 tables are inside this table. So this is nothing but nested tables. When you can just stop the video and you can look it carefully to understand what is going on here. So we are done with the skills also, and what I want is, at last I want a contact page. So I will not be making contact page here, I will make a new file which says contact.html, and in the profile only I will be using a tag, to which I will be redirecting it to the contact HTML, and here I will be using text as contact me, and I will save this. Say this is our profile, and when you click on this contact me, you will be redirected to another page, which is this one, this HTML, and let us do this, access the boilerplate, and here in the title, contact me. Save this, and you got your name as something like contact.html, and contact.html. First, I will use a h1 tag which says my contact details. Okay, and again I will use another tag for my phone number, which is something 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and again I will use a paragraph for my email, which is Muhammad Mubashir 204. This is my email address, and I will give a HR tag here, and then I will use a form. We have also learned about forms, right? So form, and I have already told you about the action, right? We need to give the server, we need to give the address of the server, or where our information needs to go. So we will talk about that after some time. So first let us fill up this form with something like label. So I haven't told you about label, but label is same like a p tag. When we made a form in the previous videos, we used p instead of label, and here we'll be using label. Why? I will tell you in some time. In label, we got an attribute which says fur. Leave that now. And in the label, what we will do is we'll give something like your name, right? And in that I will give an input text here, input, which is of type text, and I'll give an id which says name, and after the name we need email address, right? So for that again I'll use a label, your email, and here I will use something like input, which is of type email, and name would be email. If you want, you can skip the name, and id will be email. And after that I'll be using something like label again, and your message, and I will use a input tag with, sorry, I will be using a text area which the name of message and id as message. When I save this, see I got something like your name, your email, your message. So these are inline elements, which means they will not take the width of the whole page. For example, this p tag is not an inline element, this is a block element, which means whatever you write after this p tag will be forced to go into the new line, right? Like this, I have used a p tag here, I have used a p tag here. We have so much space here, even though it went into the new line, even this h1. But when I used label here or input here, we have more space right here. So for that's why these came beside this. So these are called inline elements. So for that I will use a hr tag, and when I save this, okay, so not hr, I will be using the br tag, and again I will be using here a br tag again, and when I save this, yeah, this is right. And after the text area I'll use something like input submit with the value of send email, and again I will use something like input reset, the value of reset data. Save, and if you want you can use a br tag here and save. Yeah, so now our contact details page is done. So why I use label here is, for example, when you click on this you can type here, when you click on this you can type here. But what happens with for is, you gave an id for this input element, right? This input is nothing but this input. So you gave an id here, so we can access an element with the help of id. So this id I will give here for name. When I save this, what happens is, even if you click on this username, you will get a cursor here in the input element. In the same way, you have an ID for this input element, which is of type email. This one, we gave an ID email. So for that, in the for, I will give email, and when I save this, and when you click on this your email, you will get a cursor here. In the same way, I want for this also your message. So I gave an ID message. I'll copy this, and in the for I will paste it, and when I save this, when you click on this your message, you will get a cursor here. And what should happen when we click on this send email? So nothing is happening, right? So what I will do is, in the action we have a value which says mail to. So for example, when I click, I will be writing here mail to, and in the column I should write an email to whom this data should be sent to. For example, someone came to your page and or this website, and he wants to write you an email. So what he will do is, he will write your name. For example, my name is Hruday, and my email is something like hruday123 at gmail.com, and my message is something like hello. And he want this data to be sent to the developer of this page or someone who owns this web page. Okay, so when he send on this send email, all this data should be sent to that person, right? So for that, I will give a developers, or you can give your email address here. When you save this, and when you click on this something, let me give you, when you click on the send email, what happens is, if you have a mail app here, automatically you will be redirected to that. I have one mail app here, I haven't set that app, so let me set up it. So I have closed my mail again. What I will do is, I will again click on the send email. So when you click on the send email, see, from Mohammed Mubashir to Mohammed Mubashir, because this is my email, right? If you are using someone's email or your email, you will get your email here, and what which email you have written here will be come to this place. And we also need this text, right? This message. So for that, what I will do is, I will use some attributes here, which is the method. First, you just need to write method and give the value as post. We will be talking about this later. And we also have one which says encrypt, and you need to just do this text and plain. Save this. Just you do this. We'll be talking about this everything later in the server videos. In the backend, we'll be discussing the backend. And now what I'll do is, these are important, right? So I will give required attribute here, required, and even here required, and even here required, and save this. And let me write here something, and here also we gave this as required, right? When you click on this send email, see, we got the message as WEW, something that we wrote here in the message section. So in this way, you can make your own resume. What we will do is, after learning CSS, we will be styling this entire thing. So hold on with our channel. So let me tell you what we did. So first we gave the title here, and after that, so that a photo and some text should be beside, we made a table with the cell spacing of 20, so that we got spacing here. And in the first row we gave our image, and in another column we gave our name and something about us like a bio, and again we gave a line here. And in the hobbies we used an unordered list items, and in the work experience again we used a table, a normal table with t head and t body. And in the skills we used a nested table which started here and ended here in one table. Okay, in one table we used two tables here in two columns. Okay, to use in a column we use TD, right? So in TD we made a table, and in other TB we made another table, and normally we gave text and stars here. And again we made another HTML page, and in that we gave our name and email, and in the form action we gave something like mail to and the receiver's email ID. And in the method we gave post, and the encrypt we gave text plain. We'll be talking about that later. And normally we use label here instead of p element or p tag. And in the label after that we used something like input, and again label, and again input, and then we used something like text area. So our HTML part is done. We'll be learning CSS from the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will meet you in the next one. Bye bye.